Well, welcome back to another TELE Session. So, thank you so much for everybody and everyone's support. It truly means a lot to me and my colleague Dan and everyone here at TELE Controls. Please, if you guys have any suggestions or definitely any comments on anything, definitely let us know. Or just simply email us at sales@tele-controls.com. So today we're going to be going over pump control and level monitoring. So this is a specific product that I'm excited to go over with you guys, which is our V4LM4S30. So we're going to be going over its advantages and some of the cool things and features. So let's get started then. So one of the overviews about this product is that, it has so many enhancements compared to some of the products that we see out there. So in this case, some of those enhancements are, level monitoring. Not only does it, view those probes and monitor those probes for you, but it also has additional functions, up to 10 functions. So that's really big for, for a level monitoring relay. That's definitely going to protect your equipment. Also, it has the controls pumping in and out, controls that dry run and overflow alarm that it definitely protects, and then the balance levels between two containers. So that's really big, especially because if you're trying to monitor two different containers, it's really hard and you sometimes have to use additional, accessories or whatnot. In this case, our relay does that for you. Our monitoring relay just controls both and, balances both those levels there for you. So it helps avoid any critical damage from your pump and system equipment, and also making sure that everything's accurate. Last thing you want is something that's being measured inaccurate, and then that's what happens is when something's measured inaccurate, shows that the level detection is at a certain level when it's not. You got to make sure that that's being 100% right, especially with those probes that are detecting that information has to be connected correct with. As we've seen in our previous video, our SK1 series, SK2, and SK3, those probes definitely help out to make sure that everything is efficient as possible. So precise monitoring is key when it comes down to monitoring any type of liquid. Our enhanced monitoring relay will not only protect your pump machines and tanks, but it also offers that efficiency on your device by adding those additional functions on there. And now let's go over the features. So what are some of these features that it actually offers? So it's very convenient because the level monitoring is for conductive liquids, offers up to 10 functions, no moving parts. So we've seen how in the past float switches, I think that's kind of a thing in the past when it comes down to conductive liquids. Float switches, you don't have to wear any additional accessories. 4+ reference probes, supply voltage for 24 to 240 volts AC DC. And then the probes are immune to dust and smoke, so those are the additional accessories that helps and this monitoring relay here. So the size, 45 millimeters is a industrial size for IEC style footprint. So don't have to worry about any additional stocks or it has less stock parts, so you don't have to buy additional things. And then aside from that, it's very environmental friendly, rated 1.5 watts consumption, and then high quality product, so don't have to worry about anything being made. All our stuff is of high quality. And we rarely have any returns, which is something we're really proud of. But now, especially on this device, it's very great because monitoring any type of liquid, whether it's one pump or two pumps, this definitely protects it. And if you guys want additional information for this specific product, like the data sheet, let us know. Email us at sales@tele-controls.com and we'll definitely get that email to you, or just give us a call. So now, what kind of markets and applications do we influence and are part of? So in this case, we go mainly into we can see in this next slide here is a wastewater, well control, disposal and swimming pool technologies, agriculture, breweries, wineries, distilleries, machine shops. I mean, this device can do it all. And for machine shops, it's for coolant controls. That's what it's there for. So now we're going to be going over some examples. If we go on to this next slide that you can see on here as far as like the applications, we have 3 examples that we can definitely go over. The first one is the building system. So one of the things that you have to make sure, especially for buildings that are managing and have lots of pipes, you got to make sure there's no leaks in those pipes, in any water pipe, because that can cause serious damage. Aside from that, any water tanks, that's also another thing. But in this case, liquids can penetrate, in areas and buildings where you don't want them. In that case, it destroys buildings by humidity. In some cases, chemicals is big, because then if that chemical is being detected that it's coming out, then that liquid containment can definitely damage the ground or any soils there. So what is the solution? So our product, the V4LM4S30, which is great because it has 10-in-1 level monitor, so it avoids from that ever happening. And as soon as it detects it, it sends an immediate response. So that's one of the many things that the sensors are very helpful and very efficient. So one of the next ones that we're going to be going over is an elevator system. One of the things about the elevator system is that the level for water and water-based liquids is important, because that for the application and the PLC, you implement that. And then also the elevator shafts, the escalators suffer from high risk, because any water damage from heavy rains or any broken pipes or groundwater, if it's coming from the bottom, that you definitely have to make sure that that is being monitored correctly. And our monitoring relay definitely does that for you. The functionality on there, we'll go over the specific functions that you can go over, but that's what pretty much protects you from any of that for you, okay? Now, mounting is very easy, which is great, and especially with any electrodes that can be mounted directly on any tanks, this is very helpful, okay? Now, we'll go over on to the next one, which is the facility management. So in this case, it's really hard for any parking garages. If you see any liquids and aren't detecting them correctly, that can cause a very big damage for your a parking garage, because in those parking garages, any heavy rain builds up at the bottom, and if it's not detected in a sense, or no pump is activated to detect that there's an overflow of liquid within that building, that can cause very big problems. So what our product does is, the sensors that it has, it protects them from that ever happening. And what ends up happening is it sends out a message of detection to the garage to make sure that it activates either in some cases a pump, it activates it to make sure it doesn't overflow in the garage, or it sends out an acoustic or visual warning alarm, so it knows whether or not the engineers are in the building, making sure that they react to it because it's overflowing. Now, the functionalities, as I mentioned, there's 10 of them, so which is really great. As we can see on here, for example, we have the function 1. That's a pump up with dry running or overflow alarm. It very detailed on there, shows you how that can definitely work with some examples. There are 10 of them, so we'll skim through them real quick. You can see there, these functionalities go up, and they're great, because if you're trying to have different functionalities from just one, this offers you many opportunities on there for you. That's V4LM4S30. If you guys have any questions, please let us know. Do not hesitate to reach out. Our email address, sales@tele-controls.com. But thank you once again for tuning in for another great session, and we hope to see you soon. We'll have more videos coming up. Take care, guys.